Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell. Trucking with David H. on Facebook. Let's see if anybody wants to play reindeer games on a Monday morning. Since I can't deliver till 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Got me a quick trip coffee over here and see what's up. First sips of the day are always the best sips of the day. You read it right. Yesterday, well, let's give it a couple minutes, see if anyone wants to play. Got me a swirly donut. Oh yeah, that's a little sweet tooth there. I need a trash bag. Good morning, Mr. Jordan. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Put a bag in my trash can here real quick. Alright. How did my ice chest get so far forward? I don't want to let any sun in, so I'll just crack the curtain a little bit. You're making coffee, are you? I'm drinking coffee. Good morning to you. Oh, that's right. You're what? I'm in Central Time, so you're 2 hours early. So you're just getting up. I got here yesterday in old Oklahoma, and I was tired as hell because, I drove all night. It was 101 degrees out, and this truck was probably 100 degrees inside it, easy. It was so bad that I was laying there confused on what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to sleep. Is Billy going to die? Then it, dawned on me, well, I can start the truck and run the air conditioner on the truck, but I'm so afraid, what if I fall asleep and it runs for hours and hours and plugs up my DEF filter? And then, you think to yourself, well, everyone else idles their truck for days. So needless to say, I went ahead and started the truck and froze my, it was beautiful. I fell asleep and woke up freezing. I don't know how long I slept, some hours, a few hours, to where I actually turned the truck off, and the sun was starting to go down, so it was cooling off, and the truck actually stayed cool enough to survive. Quit kitchen about APU, you whiny little kitchen. You unintelligent, can't spell motherfucker. How about that? You gonna talk shit? I'll talk shit too. Yeah, I'm delivering this load right now, or I'm not right now. I can't deliver it till 1 or 2 o'clock. It delivers at 2 p.m. They say you can't. I got to call a guy to tell me what dock to go into, and it says you can't call him more than an hour early. So I'm going to call him just after 1 and see what he says. And then I'm going right to the APU shop 2 miles up the road. Are you on the train? I ain't on no train. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? And truck on, trucker. Thank you. Good morning to you, Curtis. And Jeremy Brownheim is a bot. No, Jeremy Brownheim is one of my good friends, as a matter of fact. He's a bot, all right. I'm Jeremy Brownheim. He's a bot, all right. Lucas knows what kind of bot he is. I hope Melissa looks at her phone and sees there she is. Yep, having a donut and coffee there, Miss Melissa. But it's nice because today is only about 80 degrees out. And my APU seems to do okay below about 85 degrees. It doesn't do great, but you won't sit here and just sweat as long as you keep the curtains closed and everything. It'll actually stay about 80 degrees in here. It won't get hotter than the outside. It got so hot in here yesterday, I think I was talking to Jeremy, that when I actually turned the truck on and it started cooling down, it excited me. I was just so excited that I wasn't going to die. What's up, Dave? I'm broke down in New Mexico due to an air leak. Transmission won't shift due to an airbag leak. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Hopefully you're not paying for that repair. It's probably a trailer airbag too. Randy says, John 1:9 in the Bible says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Is that what he says? Okay. Patrick Power says, I should be giving you tips, not the other way around. I'll tell you what, let me give you a tip. Don't take a wooden nickel. You got time to repent then, Outlaw. Thanks for reading that. Love you, beautiful member of mankind. I'll read it as long as it ain't too over the top. I'll read anything on here. That's what I do. This is your outlet, not mine, not just mine. It's your outlet. Oh my goodness gracious! Josh the vegan is in the house. Everybody say hi, Josh. Hi to Josh the vegan. This man likes his steaks rare. Just remember that. You just showed up in my YouTube shorts. Well, right on, Jeremy's daughter. Jeremy's daughter. Oh, are you actually Jeremy's daughter? Never ever eat strawberry Pop-Tarts. Oh, come on, Timothy. Strawberry Pop-Tarts are good. Strawberry anything is good. Fake strawberry tastes good. Fake strawberry is one of my favorite things. Route 66 Casino has good food at the casino, huh? Okay. Well, hello there, Jeremy's daughter. Are you looking forward to Jeremy's coming home? You like your steaks alive? What are you, a freaking vampire? You just and just suck their blood or what? Yep, your jammer says strawberry Pop-Tarts are good. I agree. Might be easily mistaken for a F napkin. Yuck, yuck, yuck. For a... Oh, man. We got a dad and daughter reunion going on here. How about that? Man, my shit's crooked. Is the APU still under warranty since you left Prime? I always wondered if the warranties magically shrink if you left. Michael, that's a good question because here's the thing. I know when you're at Prime, your APU is warranted the whole time you're leasing your truck for 3 years. I looked up the warranty on this APU And this has 1 year warranty on it. This has 2 years warranty on it. This has 6 months, type shit. So in a sense, if we go up that warranty, yes, it's out of warranty because it's about 2.5 years old. Now, having said that, let me say this. When I called the APU place and I asked them, what kind of warranty, he specifically said, well, we have to look up your APU serial number. That will tell us what warranties it actually has. If there's any extended warranties or anything like that. So I'm wondering if Prime does some kind of an extended warranty on it when you buy the truck or when you lease your truck. So if that's the case, it should still have the warranty on it. We'll find out though. Like I told Jeremy, as long as it's $500 or less, I'll be happy. Anything over $500, I'm not going to be happy about. Strawberry Pop-Tarts are good with good cup of coffee. Yep. What's up, Chris? Mr. Latimer's in the house, our resident good guy. Intense behavior. Hi, sir. Have a nice day. Thank you, Demas. Thank you. You have a great day also. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. Like I just said, I'm hoping it's under warranty. I'm hoping it's going to be under $500. I'm pretty sure it's low on Freon. One of my fittings at the condenser has got oil on it, which if there's oil, that means Freon's getting out right there. And any of you guys who don't know anything about air conditioning, Freon itself is clear, but it's got oil in it. So if you got a good enough Freon leak, it will collect oil around the leak. And of course that oil will stand out, especially on a semi where it starts getting dirt around it. Timothy Fitch says, boo-hoo, hoo. 2-12 volt fans ought to do it just fine. I got a 12 volt fan running back there right now, blowing right on me. It's just not cooling, brother. It's not anything over about 85 degrees. It blows room temperature. Anything below that, and it blows cooler than the outside temperature, but not cooler. An air conditioner generally should run about 20 degrees colder than its intake. So if it's 100 degrees in this truck, that air conditioner minimum should be blowing 80 degree air out. And then as it gets down to 90, it'll be 70 degree, 80, 50, 60 degrees, so on and so forth till it gets down to temperature. But this ain't doing it. It runs about the same temperature as the truck. Maybe slightly cooler. I don't have a thermometer on me, otherwise I'd be able to take its temperature. You can put if it's over about 85 degrees, you can put your hand in front of the airflow and it's hot air. It's fucking outside air blowing on you. Anything below that, you put your hand over the vent and you can tell that that's an air conditioner because it's cooler air than what you're sitting in, but it's not cold air. Regardless, it's not worth being miserable and unsafe in the heat. Yeah, I just didn't want to burn. I don't want to cause any. I got like 80,000 miles before I have to get my DEF filter cleaned. So, in reality, I'm not worried about it prematurely plugging it up because I'm going to be getting it cleaned anyways. I'm worried about it causing DEF pump failures or any other kind of bullshit. I don't know. I used to watch this guy, Trucker Brown. He used to work for Prime. And he left Prime and he bought himself a truck that didn't have an APU and he idled the truck. 100% of the time he was broke down with DEF filter problems. My buddy Jeremy drives a piece of shit Peterbilt and it's always broke down with DEF problems. This truck has been good with that, so I want to try to do everything I can to keep it good with that. This truck has been a beautiful truck. If you guys think about it, this truck has been really, really good. She's got I think 30 miles on her now. 430,000 miles. Bought her. She had 107 miles on her when I got her. Or him, I'm not sure. X-Maytag, man, should be fixed. It should fix it. Timothy, no lie, I was thinking about fixing it myself. Unfortunately, I sold all my tools and Freon and everything, but I could literally rent for free the gauge, the vacuum pump from AutoZone. I can buy non-regular R134A without the sealant shit. Guys, you don't want to be using that R134A with the sealant in it. That shit's no good for anything. No, if you got a Freon leak, you need to fix the leak, not put bubble gum in there, because you're going to cause more problems than good. That's like radiator stop leak. You don't want to use that shit unless it was a dire emergency. You don't want to use that shit because it's going to cause problems. Now, having said that, I'm going to say this. As a kid, I used radiator stop leaf several times with great success and never had a problem, but I never actually had those cars for long periods of time either. As a matter of fact, one of them blew a head gasket not so long after that. Was that from overheating it because the radiator leak, or was that from the shit gumming it up? I don't know. I can't remember when the head gasket blew, if it was after, during or before. It was a 76 Honda Civic, I believe it was. Green, little 4-speed manual. Loved that car. I had my first set of woofers in that car. You see this little skinny white boy driving this little Honda Civic, bumping Colors, running down the road. That was when that movie Colors came out. Man, this coffee's good. Quick Trip's got some good ass coffee. Because I'm at the Quick Trip. Because I'm quick and I'm a trip. They got cheap def too. It's funny because I specifically stopped yesterday and filled up on def on the way here at a Quick Trip in Missouri, and didn't realize I'd be shutting down at a Quick Trip in Oklahoma here. I was originally shutting down at the Flying J about 15 miles from here, which was going to put me 15 miles, 18 miles from my delivery. And I decided to see what was around my delivery. Maybe there was something a couple miles past it or something. This here is 1.4 miles past my delivery. And it was a Quick Trip, so I came here, obviously, to be closer to better. No, I'm driving a Freightliner, Confused Outlaw. It's got the Detroit DD15. It broke down one time due to def issues. Man, your trucks, how many times your truck broke down due to def issues? As a matter of fact, when you go home, chances are you're going to get, when you come back to your truck, it's going to break down because of def issues. That's what it likes to do. It likes to break down when you go on home time. Now, it may not be this truck, Jeremy, but you just got this truck. Your last truck was the same truck, basically, same everything, and it kept breaking down because of def issues. So don't tell me it just broke down one time. Man, damn. And when I was looking into getting a Peterbilt, the leasing place told me that they're having def issues. They said the only reason why they carry the Peterbilts is for these drivers that have to have a Peterbilt. Otherwise, they said they wouldn't even carry them because they're such problematic trucks. Nope, I run me a freight shaker. Now I learned something. Thanks, Davey. You're welcome, Timothy. What else can I teach you? I already taught you not to take wooden nickels. If it smells bad, don't put it in your mouth. There's another tip for you. taste it. Don't run with scissors, and it might only taste like pee for a second. There's another tip for you. Oh man, it's starting to get hot. Yeah, my window's starting to get a little warm. I can feel the heat radiating in. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Oh man. That was funny. I like tuna fish. Tip of the day, don't buy Freightliner. Why is that the tip of the day? What's wrong with the Freightliner? They're a good truck, man. Did I hurt your feelings, flatbed trucker? I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Peterbilts are good trucks, too. I didn't mean to step on no one's toes. You also taught the hell many licks it takes. You also taught how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Whew. Well, that one made me sweat. I think I'm going to start the truck. It's getting too hot in here. Drinking this coffee is warming me up, I think. Come on, is she going to start? Oh, yeah, she's a freight shaker every time. Boom. You know, the one thing this truck does sometimes that worries me, started doing it about 6 months ago, and it didn't do it that time, but when it starts, you know, I'll just show you with the RPM gauge. It starts, brum, bum, 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 brum, bum, 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 bum. It almost dies out, and then it comes back to life, which does that sometimes, and that bothers me because I'm waiting for the day it actually stalls and doesn't want to restart. Volvo is a good truck. Nah, their maintenance is too much. It's like a Peterbilt. Peterbilt maintenance is just too much of a problem. 1.3 million miles and 0 def issues on my Peterbilt. Yeah, you probably don't have def on your Peterbilt, Mr. Steak Lover. You don't clean the def filter, you replace them. You do clean the DPF filter and dog filter. Wait, I need to see this up close. You don't clean the def filter, you replace them. You do clean the DPF filter and dog filter. Yeah, no, you're right. That's right. Because my last truck, they cleaned the filter and they replaced the filter. So that's what I'll be having done. Although I had that done at Prime last time, it was $1,800. I wonder how much that's going to cost at an actual repair shop. I got to start calling around and find out where I can get that done. I don't know if that should be something I should take to the dealer only, or see if I can find a TA or a mom and pop truck shop to do it. I've got a couple of mom and pop truck shops in my around my neck of the woods. I don't know if they do something like that. I'll have to call them and find out. I know I tried to call one at one point and they said at the time they didn't have a mechanic. Timothy, shut up, sucker. Talking shit about my man thing. This is the only man bun a man should wear right there. That's what it looks like, a man bun. I replace my def filter once a year. I clean the DPF filter when it needs it. Over 500,000 last time, but I run catalyst in my fuel. You're out of your mind. I ain't replacing no def filter once a year. It's like a couple $1,000, ain't it? I'm going to try to get it fixed today after I deliver this load, and if not, then tomorrow. They're open 24 hours, but their labor rate goes from 168 an hour to 268, I think it was, an hour after 5 o'clock. So I'm not going to pay the overnight wages. Unless it's only like an hour. Unless they say it'll be another hour and we'll get it fixed if you want, then I'll do it. But I'm not going to sit there for 3-4 hours on $268 an hour. Fuck that. There is a guy in North Canton that's a great with emissions crowd. Okay. The DEF filter. Oh, you're talking about the actual like cartridge filter that the DEF fluid goes through. I'm talking about the DPF filter. That's the expensive bitch. But yeah, I see what you're saying. See, that's, you don't think about that. You got your DEF filter. Then you got your DPF filter, the diesel particulate bitch. Or technically, is it a DP filter? Because if I say DPF, that's what it is, a DEF particulate filter. So calling it a DPF filter is calling it a DEF particulate filter. I think you stole it from your last dishwasher repair job, as it looks like a great pot scrubber. It's actually, I think, too soft for a pot scrubber. It's pretty soft. As I try to keep food out of it. The DOC filter is right there with the DPF filter. I don't know what a DOC filter is. Like a VIN number. It's cold now, boy. My tractor air conditioner is cold as shit, boy. It doesn't fuck around. It does not. It's almost throwing ice cubes at me. You drive down the road on 100 degrees day, turning the damn thing up because it's too cold in here. What lane is best for long distance driving? The right lane. Keep your ass in that slow lane unless you're passing. Period. Now, if you're going through a city during rush hour where traffic's getting on and off a lot, then you might want to move over a lane and stay out of that bitch, unless you're prime. Then, if you're prime, you stay in that lane no matter what, prime. You don't ever get out of that lane, ever. Especially when you see me coming. You don't get out of that lane, prime. You just switched Angela's car to synthetic blend. Yeah, I don't buy into that shit. Unless that engine was made with synthetic blend in it, I don't put that shit in. I put what the car was made for. And I just get oil changes when you're supposed to get them done. You know, they tried to... Let me turn this up. It's too cold in here. They tried to do that crap with my Jeep. Oh, you know, it's got a lot of miles. Maybe we ought to put the synthetic oil in it for $200 an oil change. Blah, 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 blah. No, sir. Just put what the engine was designed for, and I'll come back in 3,000 miles and I'll change it again. How about that? How about we do that? Oh, but you won't have to, if you do the synthetic, you won't have to. I don't give a crap. No, I'll change it. The engine was built for this. That oil's got the vitamin minerals that engine calls for, so that's what I want to put in there. Period. Now, if the car was built with synthetic oil in it or semi-synthetic, like this truck, it's always had semi-synthetic oil in it, so that's what I run in it. Could I put regular oil in it? Yeah, sure I could. Can I put full synthetic oil in it? Sure I could, but no. When it came out of the factory, they said it's got some... I don't even know if the factory came out of the factory with synthetic blend, but that's what I was told to use in this truck when I got it, and I was handed the keys and gave him the maintenance schedule on it. I was told to. Now I don't go with the oil change intervals because they're too long, As a matter of fact, now that it's got so many miles on it, I'm probably going to cut them down a lot too and get them changed. Now that I'm running solo, change the oil a lot more frequently because we need it to last. Idle and Emission Solutions on YouTube. Canton, Ohio. Okay, there you go. He's got a YouTube page. Idle and Emission Solutions on YouTube. Let's check him out. Dave, you stay on Prime, ass? Man, I'll ride this truck barks at Prime when I get up on Prime. Fucking move, Prime, get out the way, bitch. Now, I get all over Prime's ass because my buddy Jeremy still works for Prime. And about every 6 months, ragging on Prime gets under his skin and he blows up like a fucking volcano, and it's entertaining. And because I'm an asshole friend, I enjoy making him blow up. He can fix your APU also if it isn't under warranty. Oh, okay. Tim, what is up? Trucker named Tim is in the house. This motherfucker used to be at every one of my videos. Now it's hardly ever at a video. Like Hog Rider, man. Although Hog Rider, I think, hides in the background a little more. Because I'll mention Hog Rider and he pops up like fucking magic. Battery's a damn witch, one or the other. Tim says, quit worrying about your DEF filter so much. Tim, I worry about everything so much. Everything. Dude, my freaking dispatcher calls me this morning. Check this out. I'm under a load right now that has specific instructions not to deliver early. It also has specific instructions on the rate con sheet and on the bill of lading to call this guy no more than 1 hour before delivery to get instructions. My delivery is set for 2 o'clock Eastern, which is 1 o'clock. What time is it? 1 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock this morning or 9 o'clock this morning, I look at a message and she sent me a message saying, good morning, don't go to the, yada yada early and make sure you call this guy. And I don't have my glasses on, so I'm reading it with one eye squinting and the other eye bleeding. And all of a sudden my phone rings and it's her, so I answer and she's, hey, can you leave the delivery? You're not supposed to be there so early. You're supposed to yada 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 yada, and I'm freaking fucking beard's all plastered to my face like this, half naked, Billy's licking my ear. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just waking up. Oh, it must be one of our other, because there was another, the guy from our company that was supposed to deliver today. So that tells me that guy didn't read none of these instructions, which not only were they on the rate con sheet and the bill of lading, but when you got this load, dispatch literally sent a message stating what we have to do, stating you need to reply that you read this. And I read this. So this other driver for this company did all this, read all this, probably couldn't read English maybe, and still fucked it up and went there early. Now I understand why when I talk to my dispatcher about anything, she goes out of her way to say that I'm a good driver. And I don't understand why she says that, because what do you mean I'm a good driver? I don't abuse PC. I'll run the load how I have to run it to deliver on time. I deliver on time. I follow the rate con rules. And I follow company policy. I'm an employee. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So it always flabbergasts me when she goes out of her way to say you're a good driver. You're a great driver. And I even had her helper dispatcher, when she was off one day, she got me a load, and it was like, whoo, she was like, can you get there? I'm going to try to buy us time. Because I was going to be about 15 minutes late, because by the time we got the load, there was just no way for me to get from point A to point B in that time. I made it there on time because I drove 4 miles an hour over the speed limit the whole way there, and I made up that 10-15 minutes. And she was like, fucking, oh my God, I can't believe you made it. Thank you, you're awesome. Okay. But it just goes to show you that drivers don't do what they're supposed to do, and they're fucking up. I know, I mean, it's not a hard job. I got Jeremy running 10, his load, after, instead of doing 10-hour breaks, he's doing like 15-hour breaks, 20-hour breaks. I mean, it's like, come on, Jeremy, you lazy, get your ass moving. There ain't no reason to be doing 14-hour breaks. And when your 10 is up, you drive. That's how you move a load. Now, having said that, let me say this. Jeremy is never late on a load. I'm giving him shit, and he's probably pulling over the type right now to talk shit back. He was on a load that had like 10 days to deliver. You could deliver at any time. It was a drop and hook. So yeah, he was tired, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. So he stretched it out to 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm just poking the bear with Jeremy. Don't get excited, Jeremy. Just keep driving, bitch. You're on your way home. Go home. Say hi to your wife for me. Smack your daughter for me. Just a good open-handed whack. Tell her that's from David. And if she says why, just say because she's a smart ass and I know it. Let's see. What do we got here? Let me read some of this. I watch all the... Yes, you are right. And you know what, Tim? I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that you say you're watching. It actually, Tim, every time I see your thing watching, I always try to like it so you know I seen it. It touches me. It actually touches me that you're watching it. It makes me feel good. Thank you for that. Michael Page says, so when you go into Prime, Swift, Landstar, USA Trucking? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get out of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, either today or tomorrow to go home to, New Mexico, Texas. Always better to be early than to be late. You also, Confused Outlaw says, I always arrive 30 minutes early. See, to me, I got to be an hour early or I'm late, is how I see it. But in the dry van world, sometimes being an hour early is too early. And most of the time, they'll take you 10 hours early. They don't care. This is an Amazon facility, so that's why it's got strict appointment times. But if you're going to one of these really super small shipper receivers, coming early, sometimes they'll kick your ass to the curb. What is the max mile per hour over speed limit safe to not get pulled over? Well, that's depends on the officer, really. A lot of them it's 10 miles an hour, a lot of them is 5 miles an hour. I feel you're always safe at 5 miles an hour. I'll usually run anywhere from 4 to 6 mile an hour over, depending on area and highway, whether you're on an interstate or a U.S. highway. If you're on city streets, I generally won't run over the speed limit. If you're never run over the speed limit if you're in a, congested, like going through a small town or something. I only do the over speed limit when I'm on the interstates or U.S. highway. But you should never speed. You should always obey the speed limit. They say, thank you, you are awesome, but don't come off a percent or two of their money to reward you. You're right. That would be nice, right? Although they reward you handsomely if you pass a DOT inspection. It's $500, $750, and up to $1,000 depending on what level you get nailed with. Confused Outlaw says drivers are punished for being early or late, but when it comes to being paid detention, pay is always a problem. You're right, exactly. Don't be freaking late, but don't be early. And if you're on time, you're late. Flatbed Trucker says, my delivery is at 1300 and I'll be there at 11:42 California time. Okay. Trucker named Tim says, it helps your algorithm. I used to be a streamer, so I try to... Oh, thank you, Tim. Hashtag viral must be one of the 12-year-olds playing in mommy's basement. Battery's one of them 40-year-olds in his freaking shit-stained underwear. You know, it's yellow up front, brown in the back. Got himself a handful of Pop-Tarts and a Dr. Pepper. You know, watching a bunch of freaking barely legal porn. This was a good cup of coffee, I must say. Good cup of coffee. See, that air coming out of the APU right now feels pretty good. You know why? It's going to fix itself because I'm going to take it in to get it fixed. I'll end up paying a $250 diagnosis fee for them to tell me, oh, it works fine. It just won't work out above 85 degrees, which I know is BS because this thing started acting up when Melissa was still on the truck. We started noticing, damn, it's kind of warm in here. As a matter of fact, you'd see me doing some videos where I'd put my hand back and go, it's kind of warm in here, because it used to always, you know, keep us cool. And then it got to the point to where unless you closed this cab all the way up, it was too warm. And now even with the curtains closed, it's, you know, without... Oh, and then I have a 12-volt fan back there I bought when I had my blue truck, and I used it one time because it was so hot out, we needed that extra fan. This truck, about 3 months ago, I started having to use it daily to keep it cool enough, blowing air right on you to sleep. Tim says, you're due to have your DPF filter cleaned anyway, so quit making yourself miserable and idle when you need to and get the first clean. Yeah, but it costs a lot of money in fuel, man. Yeah, I ain't got that kind of money to be idling this truck. Acting like a toothache always before you're about to get it fixed. Yeah. Damn, somebody's got... I want to get a train horn on this. Scare some four-wheelers. Yes, 500,000 miles, it needs cleaned. I was figuring to take it in around January or February when the weather's real bad. But hell, I might not have 500,000 miles. I got 430 now. I'm doing about 3,000 a week. Anyone do the math? I can't do the math because my phone's doing there. I might not need to get it done, but I got to take the truck in for this front end issue. So I'm definitely going to take it in soon. I want to kill all birds with one stone. because taking it to the Freightliner dealership is always a week or two. Usually it's a week before they can even look at it. The one by my house anyways. I'll run my truck to cool it down, then use the APU for the rest of the time. Yeah. See? And I didn't really have to do that because we'd be coming, we'd be driving. So the truck was cool. We'd shut her down and everything was good. And if for some reason we left the curtains open and the sun was blowing right through the window, you're right. I would run the truck to cool it down and then let the APU work. But that don't even work anymore unless the sun goes down. Once the sun goes down, then it will stay cool. But if the sun's out, nope. She ain't gonna stay cool in here at all. She ain't gonna stay cool in here at all. That was a really good cup of coffee. Although I forgot about my donut. That's okay, I'll eat it for lunch. I had a couple of bites. Now I'm like thinking about it just makes me want to vomit. I got 13 hours and 5 minutes on my 70, guys. I'm not looking good here. I'll be shut down for about 24 hours when I go to deliver this. But I'm going to get, dun dun dun, what am I going to get? 10 hours and 20 minutes back. 10 hours and 20 minutes back tonight. So even if I got the APU fixed today and deadheaded home, which I don't want to deadhead home because I'm like 450 miles from the house. But if they can't find me a load, I sure the hell am deadheading home because Melissa's off Wednesday and Thursday. And if I can't be home for her days off, there's no point in me going home. But I have to go home to register the truck or to transfer the title on the truck. You have 30 days to do it, and I'm running out of time. Make an appointment weeks before so they are ready for... No, they're first come, first serve. I've tried that. Yeah, the Houston Freightliner is first come, first serve. And generally, every time I've ever taken my truck there, they were always 4 or 5 days to a week before they can even look at it. But once they looked at it, they usually had it fixed, or there ain't nothing wrong with it, within a day or two. And I would say 40% of the time I've taken the truck to get fixed, we couldn't duplicate the problem. So I'm not, real thrilled on taking it in. Because it's a waste of you're off for a week and then they tell you there's nothing wrong with it. And then each complaint you have, they charge you $109 for. So let's add it up. I've got this vent that opens and closes by itself is 1. I've got the front end popping sound, that's 2. I've got, what is the other thing I need to do? I want to get an overhead done, the adjustment that they do, and the filter, the DEF system done. So it's 4 things. 2 of them, we can't duplicate the vent opening and closing. We can't duplicate the front end popping. So there'd be $220 right there just in, going, no, we can't duplicate it. And literally, they'll get in the truck and they'll go like this. No, vent's not opening and closing. So I guess when I take it in for that, I'll sit there with the service writer and I'll say, hold on 1 second, let me show you. Although I haven't heard the vent open and close since I've been doing this live. But I'll show him that it's doing it. The front end, the only way I'm going to be able to show him, the front end only pops when you've got 45,000 pounds in the box or when it's wet out. You can be bobtailing it wet outside and the front end pops like a fucking popcorn maker. So unless they squirt the front end off or it's raining out, it's not going to, do its thing. I'll run my truck to cool it down. Oh, I already read that. You know, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? That's the kind of service you get down there. Well, I took the truck in for an air leak one time, and we couldn't find an air leak. $109 for checking for it, and I asked them, well, how'd you look for the air leak? Well, we run the truck, let it build all the way up to air pressure, and then we give it X amount of minutes to lose air pressure. And if it loses less than X amount of air, it's not leaking bad enough to worry about. I'm like, so you guys didn't spray any of the fittings? No. And at that time, this truck would lose all its air overnight. You'd be zero air the next morning. So I was like, I ain't paying the bullshit. I said, I want you to spray these fittings. And the first fitting he sprayed was leaking like a bitch. So I didn't get charged. I didn't get charged the diagnosis fee. They didn't fix it because they didn't have the part, and it was going to take, 30 months for them to get the part. So I ended up buying the part myself and putting the part on myself, which that part's leaking again. I bought 2 of them. I don't think I'm going to change it again. I think I'm going to, it's not leaking bad, but it's got small bubbles around it. It's a fitting where you got the push line. I think what I need to do is I need to buy the air line. I need to buy air line and a coupler. Cut the end off, because if I cut the end off the air line, it's going to be too short to fit because the line's already maxed out. So I think I need to buy either a long piece of air line and change the whole line from where it goes. I don't know how. If it goes not too far, I'll do that. But if it's a long line, I'll buy a coupler, cut the line back, a foot, couple it, and then have enough line to go to this fitting with a new end, because I think the end's messed up on the airline, because it can't be these fittings failing. The Democratic National Convention is in chaos right now. Guys, I hate to say it, but Kamala Harris is going to be our next president. I hate to say that, and it's going to be pure misery for 4 years, but there's too many people out here that are so excited they're going to vote for her just because she's a woman. They're so excited to have a female president that, unfortunately, I think she's going to be our next president, and I'm going to cry, but that's how I feel. You should only go to Freightliner for warranty, engine or transmission. Find a small town diesel mechanic for everything else, because they are a lot cheaper. Well, I think the front end on this thing is under warranty as long as it's not, a normal wear and tear item. But if I've got like spring bushings that are, because that's what I think's going on. I think the bushing is actually spinning inside the spring or shifting, because it's like pop, 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 is the only thing I can think that's popping. Because you can turn the wheel, pop, pop, and then everything's good, and then pop. Or you can accelerate it a little bit, pop, as it unloads the suspension, and when you brake, pop, pop, pop. So no matter what, whether it's steering or suspension movement, it will pop when the front end's wet or when you got a heavy load. And sometimes it's freaking like scary bad. I mean, you feel it in the steering wheel, pop, 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 pop. It's like, but you go under there. I found one bolt that had rust growing around the edge of it, and I had Loves tighten it while they were doing a PM on the truck. And he said it was a little loose, but it wasn't too bad. But he cranked on it, and that was the left front spring bushing bolt. So I thought, oh, maybe that's what was popping, but no, it still pops. Same, we didn't change a thing. Stefan says, hey, David, I'm going to call you later if that's cool. Yeah, that's fine, man. The new truck needs a chiropractor. Yeah, no shit. No shit. No shot. What you doing in there, Billy? All I can see is this little like light shining through the vent on him, so I see his hair just blowing around, just or moving around. Yeah, and this, unfortunately, the front end popping's been going on for a long time. It's just, I've had a couple of shops look at it and they don't see anything wrong with it. So, I don't know, it's like, I've had it looked at about 4 times, never by Freightliner. It was always when I was in for alignments and stuff. I'd tell them about it and they would jack the truck up and they'd do a kingpin check on it and look around and they'd like, we don't see anything. Everything looks great under here. So I'm really hoping Freightliner will squirt the front end down with a garden hose, and that, or they'll know what it is. Maybe they'll be like, because I tried to call Freightliner and talk to the service writer to ask him, hey, have you ever heard of this problem? Because it could be one of those things where they know about it and they're like, yeah, we know all about that. It needs da-da-da-da-da. But they never let you talk to the guy's never in, and he never returns your call. I've left message after message after message, never once returned a call. I tried that with the Houston Freightliner and I tried it with the Dallas Freightliner. Never returns your call. So what are you supposed to do? I want more coffee, man. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I've been on here for about an hour. It was fun. It was real. Roll on I-40. It'll for sure mess up your truck. Yeah, no kidding. Stay safe, everybody.